So after I got married, we went and lived on the Knobs flat on the way to Milford Sound, where my husband was the grader driver. Of course, it's all bitumen now, so they don't need a grader driver. But that was a little community of its own. We had no power, and today, if people don't have all the whiteware when they get married, that's horror, horror. But we managed quite well, just had a copper, and then there were single men's quarters, and they came over and we played cards and things like that by the light of a tilly lamp. And the house is still there, but they've got a modern, they've got electricity, and they've got a modern information centre set up for the tourists. And I've just been up there recently, and it's still quite unspoiled in spite of that. You just look out over the plain there of the Eglinton River and see deer grazing on there. And there was no doctor at Tianau then. The doctors were set at Lumsden. There was Dr. Olds and Dr. Austin, and when they heard that I was a physio up there, I did get one or two patients, mostly anti and postnatal work, but we had to go down to Lumsden to the doctor any time we wanted to, which was about an hour and a half's drive. So when the children started coming along, we felt it was too far away from medical work, so we went to halfway between Mossburn and Tianau. I always liked the country. I didn't like the cities, even though I'd spent a lot of my life in Sydney at various educational institutions. And I set up a bit of a private practice there, just from pressure from the doctors, not because I wanted to really. So it started to develop, and those doctors were very supportive of me, especially Dr. Austin. Well, Dr. Olds was too. And it was good being part of a team again. And I just worked in my own home. And when I had my second child at the Lumsden Maternity Hospital, they asked me if I would go back there, and I was doing obstetric work, post and prenatal work there for 30 years, so I really enjoyed that. Then we did a couple more shifts, and then we built our own home in Lumsden, so it was easy for me to do that when the children were at school. And when they weren't at school, I used to take them with me. That was pretty informal up there. And in those days, all the deliveries were done by the doctor, and that's a big change. At the local maternity hospital now, the doctor never interferes. If any patient or any mother needs help, they get taken to Invercargill by ambulance, and the treatment's there. But the present doctor isn't trained in obstetrics, and he won't attempt anything much at all. He just sends them up. He knows his limitations. And that if it was a medical emergency, I'm sure he would, but I'm not up there now. I left the obstetric work to become the gardener up there, so that was quite a change. And I've finished with that too, because I'm struggling with my own garden at the moment. But I enjoyed the obstetric work, and we got to go in for deliveries and help, and especially in those days the husbands weren't really welcome in the deliveries as they are now, and that was another change. I remember when I had my second child up there, the midwife met my husband at the door and took the case and said, "We'll let you know when the baby arrives." Well, that's quite a change now, and it's good that they're involved right through. Another change I've noticed up there is that there's a pool, and lots of clients come from other parts of Southland to have their babies delivered in our pool, which was unheard of in my day. Yeah, another change too was when I had my children, we were in maternity for a fortnight, and we weren't allowed out of bed for a week. And nowadays they sometimes go home the same day. So whether that's for better or worse, I don't know. A little bit longer, I think. They can stay longer if they want to, but they're usually... One negative aspect about that was my first boy didn't know me when I came out after, because he wasn't allowed to visit in case he gave the baby germs or something like that. So he didn't know me when I came out. So that was a bit upsetting, because mothers are pretty tearful at that time. But that's just something that I remember.